guys, you're here with Heavy. This is Coco talking to Jez from Conform. How's it going, Jez?
Yeah, good man. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. We're here today to talk about the release of your second EP, Volume 2, Music for Living Failures. It's only one sleep
Yeah.
away. You must be pretty excited.
Oh, definitely not sleeping tonight. There's no way.
Can't wait, hey. Can you give us a little hint of what to expect when we press play tomorrow?
Um, there's a bit of everything really. We really branched into a lot of different genres, and we took a lot of advice from like reviews from our previous album, like full length. And we tried to go a bit weirder with it.
Yep.
Like our inspirations. We're definitely showing a lot of our inspiration in this one, and definitely dialed up the weird factor. I think that we're using a lot of different sounds, different like. It's not strictly just guitar, drum, bass, vocal. There's a lot of
Yeah.
there's a lot of other stuff going on.
Sweet. So you guys are a five-piece from Perth. Can you tell us a little bit about how you guys got together?
Oh man, I think I was in uni and I was in another band at the time, and I just wanted to do something for myself and write some music for myself. Originally, I wanted to sell music, like to write music for other bands.
Yeah.
But and I almost did. Like my song Route 3 was one of the first songs I wrote, and I was gonna sell that, and then I had one of my mates over, and he was like, "Man, we got to do something with this. This is we gotta turn this into something."
Too good to give away.
Yeah. So yeah, I just started working like that, and then who'd I get on board? I think I got my friend Elia on board. He was our original guitarist.
Yep.
I went to school with him, and then Elia sort of branched out his connections, and he got Vinny and Troy and Ben, and we sort of just kept scouting. Then Elia left, and then we got a new guitarist. Then he left, and then we got John. So he's a perfect fit. But yeah, we all sort of come from. We all like the same music, but we all definitely have our own inspiration and definitely have our own personalities.
Yeah,
Sometimes
definitely.
good, sometimes not.
Yeah, there's always pros and cons with that type of stuff. It's only ever a good thing when the pros outweigh, and that's why we do the glass slipper treatment with different people.
Yeah, usually it's worth the argument though. We all want the best thing. We all want the best for the band. So yeah.
Yeah. So late last year, you guys released Terror Wave, and it went off. You had a hardcore mix of heavy bass, you had scratching, you had rapping. It just came out insane. Did you expect it to blow up the way it did? What are some of the craziest things to come from said explosion?
Man, I put my fucking heart and soul into that, and I just wanted to make it the most extreme track we've ever made. I wanted to make it just craziness, like over the top.
Yeah.
And when it released, it's sort of like I wasn't expecting the amount of positivity to come back from it, because it was so like out of what we usually do. We've never dabbled in like techno. We never dabbled in hardstyle or anything like that. So it was really unexpected to have a really big positive response like that, because I honestly wasn't expecting it.
It's definitely pretty wild. How do you feel that if there's any new listeners coming to find you guys, it's one of the first thing that pops up. Do you feel like that is still a solid expression of what you guys are about, or?
Oh man, this new EP, we got some for everyone. Like we got so many different. Each track has its own place, and each track says its own thing. And Terror Wave definitely says, definitely says Terror Wave, but we have
it's a thing name.
Yeah, so each song has its own like personality, pretty much. and its own message.
Yeah. And so with that, it's been said that you prefer your production to be more of a DIY scenario. Can you explain your creative process when it comes to writing and recording?
Creative process, I'd say usually start off we start off just jamming riffs, and the riffs that stick, I usually record them on my phone, and then I play them into the DAW, and then sorry, into the Studio One or Ableton, whatever we're using.
Yeah.
And then we'll work on it from there. I usually write some pretty basic chromatic drums over it, and then Ben will learn it, and then he'll add his own flair to it, and same with every member. They'll all add their own thing to it, and it becomes like it takes a life of its own, each riff. But it's awesome to I think in this EP we've had the most amount of contribution from each member. So before it was mainly Troy and I, but this time we've had a lot of input from the other members.
That'd probably reflect on the each song standing in their own little nook as well, wouldn't it? Everybody
Exactly,
having that input. Sweet. You do this beautiful thing where we can hear all these little nods to artists we love in your music, and it's obviously your influences. But it is also so unapologetically your own sound at the same time. What are some of the influences and inspirations behind your music?
Man, I like from I don't know, 11, 12, I started listening to Slipknot, Korn, System of a Down, and man, I'm still listening to them. Like that sort of the feel and groove of those bands, and how they're so unique to each other. I just feel like this band is an expression of my personality and my music taste, and how I think, and how the songs should be put together, how which section should feel like it goes into the next. I don't know, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't.
It plants that seed, and from that seed you blossom.
I remember listening to Korn in the car with my brother, and we would go on road trips with the family, and we would only have one set of headphones. So I'd have the right headphone in my right ear, and he'd have the left headphone in his left ear, and we would just be constantly cranking all this like 90s, 2000s new metal. And I remember listening to Coming Undone by Korn with sitting in the back seat with my brother, and just listening to that, and like we jam together because we just grew up listening to the same music, so we have the same feel and same vibe, same grooves.
Yeah, so many people have the same story. Those bands were kind of the introduction to metal for a lot of people, especially if you're growing up with parents that don't listen to it. And
my mum fucking hated it, man.
Yeah, of course. And it's like it shows when you hear that stuff in people's music, it kind of lights a little spark, and you're like, oh, I like this.
Yeah, it's definitely scratches an itch. Yeah, I feel like if you can get a whole song to scratch an itch from the start to the beginning, from the start to the end, yeah, you definitely onto something.
Yeah, we don't want bangers. We want itch scratches.
Exactly.
That's it. Visually, you guys are also fairly awe-inspiring. You seem to have a really clear, driven vision when it comes to your brand and promoting it, like when it comes to Instagram or posters for gigs and stuff, that there is, a level of production there that a lot of people don't have. Can you explain the processes involved? Do you have someone kind of steer that ship alone, or is it more of a group effort for that?
It's usually just me, but we try to steer the tone of voice to be more apathetic. We don't really we don't ego stroke anyone. We don't ego stroke ourselves. We like to degrade ourselves in lots of points, but usually our tone of voice is very like, I'm fucking done with this. I'm sick of everything.
Yeah.
Here's my music, take it or leave it. I don't care. Like, that's the tone of voice, and that's honestly like how the band feels. Like, this is a hobby for us. We've all got full-time jobs. Like, this is, we're doing this because we enjoy it. It's
Yeah.
it's lots of fun.
It
But
it
the artwork as well. Sorry,
you know
the
you
artwork as well is. Sorry, man. You go. You go.
no go the artwork.
The artwork is usually um I'll have an epiphany, and then I'll show Troy just like a draft of an idea or like a certain style that we're looking at, and if it clicks, then we roll with it. But usually it doesn't click. Lots of my ideas just get buried. Yeah.
Sometimes the best ideas are buried. With that too, I think that could be a reason why so many people kind of like, once they find you, they dig it. Like, people can see through the bullshit. So if you just kind of like, we're here to do it, we're here to do our thing, take it or leave it. That's when people kind of go, hang on, this is pretty cool shit.
Yeah, we don't really believe in like elitism. We don't believe in, if you have like any sort of any, say you like rap, oh, we got some of that. We got some hip hop. We got some bloody hard style. We got everything. Like, we don't want to be blast beats for 5 minutes, 6 minutes.
No, that nobody puts a baby in the corner.
No.
Talking about that, take it or leave it. I hear you guys have some touring coming up. Do you want to elaborate on that a bit? October.
Yeah. So
is that
I think late October we'll be in the East Coast. We got 7 or 6 shows or 7 shows. Yeah, it should be so much fun. We're going with Dropout Kings. They're from the US. They've blown up there. So yeah, and Earthcaller. They're an Oz band as well. But yeah, I'm absolutely stoked to be on tour. It's going to be so much fun, especially with those guys, I reckon.
Yeah, it'll be cool. With that, you've in the past, you've played alongside some national and international heavyweights, such as Thy Art Is Murder, Polaris, and Amity, just to name a few. Who's left on the artist bucket list, even if it's alive, dead? Like, who would be the ultimate people to tour with that you need to tick off?
Slipknot,
of course.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
No, I reckon like Slipknot, King 810, Korn, like that sort of. Even like rap groups like Suicide Boys would be fucking sick. I would say, yeah, like Ghost Main, those darker sort of, Bones, those sort of darker style rappers. I think, I don't know. Yeah, Korn, Sode, fucking any of those guys.
Any and all. Let's make
I
a
listen
festival.
to so much music, man. Like, it's, sometimes I appreciate the quiet.
Yeah. Hells yeah. So we'll rewind a little bit. So releasing Blood Eagle and Circa 94 back in 2018, it kind of kickstarted this snowball effect of traction. And so much has happened in 4 short years, from you've had a couple of award nominations, streams blowing up. It must all feel like a blur. How does it feel to look back to the day before you released Blood Eagle, being the day before you're releasing music for Living Failures?
Man,